We pledge love and loyalty to be country salo. My how we there, my how we born. We sweet salo. We not for make this country fall. Mama salo. We let we salo.
Sierra Leone is indeed a land rich in natural resources, including diamonds, gold, bauxite, and rutile, along with a vast potential for agriculture and fisheries. However, the shadows of its past, most notably the brutal civil war from 1991 to 2002, continue to haunt the nation. The war, fueled by corruption, economic disparity, and the infamous blood diamond, left deep scars on the social, political, and economic fabric of the country. The politics of grievance, characterized by deep-seated resentment and divisions along ethnic, regional, and partisan lines, remains a dominant force in Sierra Leone's political landscape. These grievances often stem from historical perceived marginalization of certain groups, the legacy of corruption and nepotism in government. As a result, the political discourse and interactions in Sierra Leone are frequently charged with mistrust and antagonism, impeding efforts to build a unified national identity. This fractured political climate has significant implications for nation growth and development. The continuous cycle of blame and counter-blame between political parties has diverted focus from more critical developmental policies and reforms. Public institutions struggle with inefficiency and corruption, further eroding citizens' trust in the government. Consequently, national unity remains elusive, with regional and ethnic loyalties often taking precedence over a collective national identity. The lack of a cohesive national vision undermines development efforts, as political instability discourages foreign investment and disrupts long-term planning. Social cohesion is also compromised, with communities remaining divided along political and ethnic lines. For Sierra Leone to progress towards true nationhood and sustainable development, it is essential to address these historical grievances, promote inclusive governance, and foster political culture that prioritizes national interests over partisan gains.
Yes, me fumble them. Una good evening, good afternoon, good day. Una ekabo. Uma mina piari. Tout le monde. Bonsoir. We people them. We have a lot of work to do in Sierra Leone. And this work for doing Sierra Leone is common all over West Africa, if not Africa. We have a systemic dysfunctionality where we need for ask ourselves, who are we? Why we need for ask ourselves? Countries that have been there before 10, 20 years ago, then they pass away. China, they started coming to Africa in the late 70s, mid to late 70s. The first time about China and Africa, now they can build a railway between Zambia and Tanzania for export copper. That time they all been they wear uniform. Then they cancel alone, then go other country them. They all been they wear uniform, then build stadium, then build police, then build this, build that. In 26 to 30 years, China changed. We have not changed. So therefore ask yourself, who are we? Do we really know what to do to make our country? This is not the question we can discuss today. And we not care for talk about political party or political person. If we call the name, now because they have run or held public office, so we need for talk about the stewardship. We cannot change Sierra Leone by preaching hate. If we continue for preach hate, Sierra Leone not ever change. If we continue for put blame on some people, Sierra Leone not ever change. Whatever is happening in Sierra Leone today, now a collective product and result of how we all think. Yes, we go say the one that have been come before, that is the part that have been there in the 50s and 60s, they not do thing for do, let them change the way they think. That is very, very, very correct. But that's notwithstanding. If them part and they don't go, we're not able to sit down for things. Say, then tell them teach we not correct too. How we go change them? But instead, we they do the same thing over and over, and it they get worse for we. Then we need to ask ourselves, do we know what to do to make Sierra Leone? That's not the second question. The first question is, who are we? Who are we as a people? We go answer them. Well, I'll give chance to my co-host, then self inside.
Aundesha, awisie, wame no second no supporting no to. We family them, we brother them, sister them. And we create country Sierra Leone in a cabo plenty share. You know what my co-host say? It's so true. What's wrong with Africa? The same reality. When you call one country in Africa, you don't call them all. They all suffer from the same problems. If you talk about one, you left one, because you let one pass the other. But it's the same reality. Why? We don't talk about some of the issues there. We don't talk about tremor. The tremor where we don't suffer. Psychological damage through the way they raise we, the kind of education where we waiting or we environment. We don't talk about anything there, and we'll continue to talk about them. Today, we can talk about something else. We're not far from them things there, because they are all intertwined when you look at it. Today, we talk about emotional intelligence. When are the capacity for control, express one's emotions, and to handle our interpersonal relationships. You get forget a knob we use for regulate your behavior. You have to know when to talk, when to shut up, when to talk, when not to talk, how to talk. In some society, then they teach people about etiquette. Basically, train you on how you improve in your interpersonal relationships. You see, the way we behave to get in the things that we do. But the source of that is how we perceive of it. Your perception, it gets any of it. And your behavior will affect the things that we do and your environment. We come here not because we idle, not because we don't see how it affects even we self in our everyday activities, in our everyday lives. the mistakes wey we do. But some people they choose for land. Then they choose for land. You see, change is deliberate. It's not sometimes it's accidental, but most times it's deliberate. You have to make decisions them way correct. Decisions them where go navigate you to a particular direction, either a direction of development or a direction of destruction. We don't we get changes them, and we changes them. Now bad changes them. The other day we talk about egoism, where now one of the negativities them where we don't swallow, where we don't wallow we self into, where don't diminish we the way we comport we self. We get bookman them, all kind label we don't get, all kind flavor we don't get. But them bookman there, then productivity, is it one way we all go clap for, or where they make we they cry? It they make we they cry. But still, more they come along and we they clap for them. Would they clap for them for the right reasons or the wrong reasons? Would they wait until they make a disaster where we all they suffer? You see, the thing and what they try for talk is, any society you get forget people them where they sit on at the steering, and then people and they make decisions for una. If they make the bad decisions where certain and that they happen, we all they suffer. So we all get for come together and start for deal with the issues there. So I go pass on to my brother as he don't open the topic for let we go dissect them, open them up, break them down for let we know how we go able to resolve them problem there.
Well, thank you. Today, I go take a lane where I no expect everybody for understand, but I believe say with time we will begin understand them. What you make I say I no expect everybody for understand. We don't grow up in a society where they don't teach we a lot of things them where gradually they show say they're not correct.
Yep.
Well, it's not only in Sierra Leone, it's a global crisis, and now that same thing they don't lead the human race to most of the problems we get. The kind of systems where they've been built for we, now a control and command system. And in a control and command system, then get different layers, then get different response to activities. In Africa in particular, the control and command system is embedded in we cultures. It is not wrong to have a control and command system, but it is always wrong to have a control and command system where they create one set of people when at the norm of the function, the rest of the people, then they wait for command. When such a thing happens in a society, that society, they become very unproductive. Because the unity of every human being in a society, the ability of every human being in a society for produce by using his mind and his heart, for produce goods and services, and for able to get people then for say, okay, we'll go buy this thing, not to produce for produce sake, but produce them in a way where it go look likable to people, then buy them. Now that we lack in African societies. I go tell you one thing for free, Imran. Look around Africa. All the noise that they make about innovation are copying and they do. A few they were na innovative ventures. If man go make solar with bamboo, that's not innovation. Now the man in technology, you don't copy.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they make motor car for use water by splitting the hydrogen and the oxygen. That one you can consider as innovation. But do we blame the people? No. The global system wouldn't create the kind of education, especially with the Anglo-Saxon world, now a system of command and control. Those at the top are there to control. You down there, they give you command. So then they give you that education for be a zombie, get your matcha.
Yeah.
You they wait for command. All time they make then the master they call me. Oh. Since we get independence, we have never sat down to look at what can we do to change this system, because the very one that we take independence country, we they don't even understand their own what. I'll say this today, with all due respect to them. They didn't understand their what. I go tell you, say that group of go Lancaster House. They went there on an ego trip.
Yeah.
They didn't know the actual worth of Sierra Leone. They didn't know this was a place with so many minerals that we able to run with self-conveniently. They went on, let's go to the master, because that's what they have taught them. Now they came back home, they created a mastership for themselves, and the people have to answer to them. But what we will not get leadership. You'll never have a leadership in such a situation. You'll never. Because there is no leadership, there is command and control. Whoever una put in a state house today, that command and control structure they use. We have never sat to look at what can we do to make our society more dynamic.
Mm-mm.
Because we don't know who we are. If we had known who we are, if we don't see them, we change them. If we not say we can't get the capacity for generate 15 to 30 billion dollars per annum, we know say we for control with natural resources, we for improve education so the pikin will get the skills what they need for make them convert the natural resources into value goods. If we not say we're capable for produce 11 million tons of rice, metric tons of rice, and 5 million we need in Sierra Leone, we can export 6 million. All this knowledge, if we don't make we think better and plan better. You see, and the worst thing we'll do to ourselves, we not even understand that the world where they live, now a world of quantum relationship. What do I mean by quantum relationship? Everything about this life is interconnected. The earth, the trees, the animals, Imran Toure, Boy Jalor, Madabio, Samura Kama, and we are all interconnected. We are energies flowing. And the way they think, now they create the environment all day. In Sierra Leone, we have been creating an environment, a thought environment of hate and badat. Now it don't take form. Now that they kill left and right, now they blame her. Now create her. Now create Madabio. 64 years, we have been doing the same old things. And that's the people and they would want let this hate and badat continue. Madabio, wait no more. We come out there, we go deal on this. Yes, you don't do what you get for do. But can we continue on the same path? Do you solve a problem using the method that caused the problem?
You cannot.
Go ahead, sir. You want come in.
My brother, where you talk, I be just to build something on my head. You see, before you eat mango, you get for mature, not so.
Yeah.
Before you harvest rice, you get for mature, not so.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see, we na flux.
No, we didn't be flux.
We mental thinking. A day in a flux state. You see, a lot of people, when they use this word, their maturity. People that feel say maturity na size, maturity na age. Maturity na thing where multifaceted concept, often described as the ability to take responsibility.
That's maturity. If boy is wrong, boy has to say, I am wrong. There is nothing dehumanizing
And
about
for
it.
sure, empathy and handle life challenges with grace and wisdom.
Yeah.
And I go repeat this. Maturity is manifested concept, often described as the ability to take responsibility, show empathy, handle life's challenges with grace and rest and wisdom. With grace and wisdom. When something happen, as you can always say, not for come up begin the box, begin the holla.
It not they solve anything.
Take a time back and review. That is the reason why when I came to this society, one of the very first things I learned, anything will happen, they get for do public inquiry. Why? They want to know why it happened in the first place. What to make it happen? How it happen? Then they go begin to ask themselves, waiting, we get for put together for prevent this not for happen again.
Exactly.
That is maturity. Do we do that? Let me just give you a few things that were put together. And see, I don't talk maturity is manifested concept, often described as the ability to take responsibility, show empathy, and handle life's challenges with grace and wisdom. Then, let me give you some areas that would show this thing called maturity and in different phases. Because maturity, let me say, it comes in different facets. Maturity is not measured by age, but by the responsibility one takes for their actions and the empathy they show towards others.
Now you got the point, my friend. The empathy they show towards others. That means we are assuming we are all imperfect.
Yes.
It not mean say you know they punish somebody if we do wrong. But for go gleefully, for go revenge on the person is what has led us to where we are today.
But the religion and where they say they teach we, the one them way now the construct of their religion and the one of them, now Jesus Christ, when they go for go stone the woman where commit adultery, he say if any 1 pound on a day we not don't commit sin, let throw the first stone. Since everybody don't commit sin, all man rob the stone and scatter. So now that you they try for talk so what you talk just now. So let we look at maturity. And I don't talk about one facet about the age. Maturity is the ability to reap without apology. Reap without apology and not complain when things don't go well. I repeat that. Maturity is the ability to reap without apology and not complain when things don't go well.
Do you want an interpretation of that statement?
Go on, sir.
To reap without apology. What do you mean? If 10 days for everybody, take you and left the other man you. Not take all for you one. When you do that, then you have reasons to apologize.
Yes.
I'll give you a practical example.
Mm-hmm.
When I came to Norway, I had several culture shocks.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, now the fact that when we're in a workplace, the coffee can always full up with coffee. The machine they near for make the coffee.
Mm-hmm.
The coffee they there.
Mm-hmm.
If they want, then can make them free the institution pay.
Mm-hmm.
If they want, then can say all man contribute maybe 50 or 10 pounds
Mm-hmm.
per month. Now get something where people then go they eat snack, drink coffee.
Mm-hmm.
It's not by force.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing they have as a culture, if Nami can take the last coffee na the coffee can,
Mm-hmm.
are duty bound for boil other coffee a full up am.
Mm-hmm.
Then say we for think about others.
Others.
So I will rip the last coffee, but I will not wait to apologize. Oh, I'm sorry, now the last one will be there. This is exactly what we do down in Africa.
You owe other people them duty of care.
Yes, because
You owe
we're
them
all
as they owe you.
connected.
Yeah.
We're all connected. Do unto others as you want done unto you.
And here say majority multifaceted. Look at this other one. It says maturity is when you choose to remain silent rather than to explain to someone who does not value your words.
And that's exactly what I'm doing on social media now. I can read all what's in and they write, I say, on a try there. Would I want to go listen the nonsense while they talk?
And sometimes what it is they try for talk is sometimes it's just best if you remain silent because the person who you go try for go explain to, you know, get concepts. So what you talk, you know, they understand and you just waste your energy.
And the other thing we get for taking into consideration,
yeah,
the two of you are on different emotional plane
and wavelengths.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are certain things, give them time, they will come to understand.
Mm-hmm.
But if everything you are reactive, then disaster they come, and that's what we do again in Sierra Leone and in Africa. Go ahead, sir.
Then this other one, it's such a blessing because we talk about egoism the other day. It say youth ends when egoism does. Maturity begins when one lives for another.
That is basically an assumption.
Yes.
But again, thank God they did not limit it to a time frame.
Yes.
Youth ends when egoism ends. What do you mean? The minute you stop for being reactive over what people say and do, the minute you be less care about what people say, you get more care about what you they say and do, then you are no longer a youth. You are a grown-up.
Yeah.
The youth they like for impress because at that time they want young then girl, they want all man see them.
Youthful exuberance.
Yes.
You know? Then majority
but somebody in the 20 years, immature. Somebody in the 50 years is still not mature.
I particularly like this. We did about egoism the other day. It's a youth ends when egoism does. Maturity begins when one lives for others.
Yeah.
When you begin to learn for key consideration to other people, you get for realize say not so you one grain live na the universe, not so you one grain live na you space. You live with other people. You go na fridge, you take something, you meet her in law, where you done, lock them back. You left them. Not go left them half closed, it begin to leak inside.
Or you take something, you take half of them, rather than you put them back inside the fridge, you put them at the table left and they go let well so the man no go get for it.
Yes. And when you take, you get for take with reasoning.
Yes.
The reason say, look, other people have to eat.
That is what is meant by reap without apology.
Yes. You know,
all entire interconnect to.
You see, Akin, they say this na me, audio them. I say, nobody know in this world we go able to be reasonable if you know the reason. You can only be reasonable if you the reason. If you know the reason, you can never be reasonable.
Well, you can talk big English.
Brother, you get to begin to think. Think in season, not out of season. In season. Because if you think in season, it will reflect in the way they behave, in the way they do things. So if you're not reasonable, if you cannot reason, you cannot be reasonable. Look at this other one, where instead of Giwi, another facet of this thing here. The true mark of maturity is when somebody hurts you and you try to understand their situation instead of trying to hurt them back. It's the last.
Have I not told you several times
Severally, you said it.
that what happened to me in 1998, I hold no grudge for anybody?
Yeah.
Have I not told you that?
You always say so.
Backstage, front stage. You know, Tindo? I understand the reason why it happened. And I will not blame those who did it. Not because they didn't do wrong. I could have lost my life.
Mm-hmm.
But the circumstance at that time created a negative energy in the society. There were people who ought to know better promoting that negativity. But then, Seth, they may get a reason for doing thing and do, because some of them were seeking job and recognition.
Mm-hmm.
So they sacrificed some of us. Some died, some lived.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I hold no grudge against anyone.
Well, look what I do after I look at all the facets there of maturity. I made a conclusion based on all them why I put them together. Now I say maturity. It doesn't always come with age. In fact, it's deeper than age. It's about the way you see and understand things, the way you consider others, the way you communicate, the way you react, the things you value, the things you entertain, the way you represent yourself and others as an adult. Everyone grows old, but not everyone is growing up.
And some grow younger as they grow older.
Well, the way I put it there, everyone grows old, but not everyone is growing up. Growing up at the mental maturity.
Yes, I know. I just informed me.
They're only 90, but their behavior, their thinking, their attitude, now that of a 22-year-old, they still get that youthful.
There is a reason for that.
Yeah.
You see, I've been saying I go talk something them way, not to everybody go understand them, but with time we will understand.
Go on, bro.
There is an energetic connection
Mm-hmm.
between your brain and your heart.
Mm-hmm.
What your heart tells you is what the brain reacts to.
Mm-hmm.
When the brain reacts, the heart goes into action. This now they create with emotions them. The science would then teach we then tell we say, oh, now adrenaline the flow, yes. Whatever you think in your heart activates the brain.
Mm-hmm.
When the brain gets activated, that's when the adrenaline begins to flow. Then they come back to the heart as an emotional manifestation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This like, wait no more. I go deal with it today. Now I make them say, when you feel perplexed or confused or vexed, take in deep breaths. What thing that they do for you is they make the heart in level of functioning change. And that is what controls the emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Or you want to go team up before people learn for talk. You never do it one day. The heart they tell you, say, hey, they can't disgrace today.
Mm-hmm.
You go now the brain send the signal, say trouble, oh, trouble, oh. Then the heart begin beat. If you team up quietly, you take some deep breath and you close your eyes. You tell yourself, I am going to do this. That's a message from the heart to the brain. So automatically you are in control. The color finish. I don't say you are coming. The negative side of it.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't make up your mind, say this are the good do and bad. You know what? Ask yourself, why I need for do this man bad? What in he do me? That the other man do me. What's in my own contribution to him? then the heart, the head, the brain, it pump more energy to your heart, where they make the heart, they resist now any changes. Say, yes, I will do this. Look at Sierra Leone. Go ahead, sir.
I'm glad you say so just now, because you make something kind of me aid. You know, earlier I talked about emotional intelligence as in a knob with a regulate.
Well, that emotional intelligence now between the heart and the head. Go ahead.
We the mortal man, and we are all different. Yeah. We all get different capacity, different mentality, different attitude. These are things we get for regulate. They have to be controlled. They have to be handled right. Me man, now that make, if you look at the house where you they fix electricity, not everything they use the same voltage. Bulb gets different voltage. Electric kettle get different voltage. Iron get different voltage. Microwave get different voltage. Television get different. That is why they have circuits. Yeah. For separate them power there. Yeah. For make them go able to control them. Well, we now in Sierra Leone, we not get circuits. We not get.
Una sell the circuit, no? If you say I not be no when una sell.
Because even what's in go on at the social media, so man they talk about something we not clued up about, we not even understand. They just they talk warawere. Because when you don't organize, you wiring and you host, you bring the wire, the all kind of the junction box. That's that place the different circuits get different voltage where it waiting. Then in the regulator. For make it go prevent one particular area overpower the other one go, it burn the other, for let you get control. Yeah. In any society, control get for the order get for the, so that they arrange a orderly, put them in this box. So you find out for say, waiting up for Canada, if you want can they fuse the cut yonder.
If I can ask you,
yes.
What if it's saying the circuit for control with society? Remember, the circuit get a plug there, not so?
Well, we go put them back. You get different tribes, you get different religion, you get different ecologies inside the same country, you get different mentality.
That's not the connection points that you talk about.
Yes. So. One of
but something they will for connect them all together when at the circuit. What do you feel saying at the circuit in Sierra Leone?
Well, to start with, Sierra Leone for be part of the circuit. But I feel to say one thing we go help for do that. Now that the rule of law.
Well, I'll help you.
Okay, please.
The circuit way can make any country grow and stay stable now the intellectual class. Now then are the different plug in different professions from different background when at them voltage level, we for make the society grow.
It makes perfect sense.
But when that class is reckless, fire the bono.
It was the case. MXLO always on fire. MXLO because all kind currents, because even when you lock, just the other day, my brother, I mean read some documents once, just out of interest. Now they are go find another circuit one will be ever no say exists. You only get forest engineers.
It's not always there.
I not be ever know.
Don't you know the Ministry of Agriculture has always been Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry. Whether they call the name or not, forestry is a branch of the Ministry of Agriculture. And they have two departments in the Ministry of Agriculture, technical departments. You get the chief agriculturist, then you get the chief horticulturist.
I not be ever know for say there is a branch in engineering called forest engineering. Well, this is not the problem where we get na salon where somebody come do engineer for everything. You know they allow people then for specialize. And now all of the problem when you get lawyer, one grain lawyer, now one for do everything, now one for be criminal lawyer, now one for be family lawyer, now one for be
law of contracts,
you
lawyer
know,
for contracts.
so these are all things where they mislead, they confuse, and they create what I been said to you earlier before we come now the platform. Say with society, the academic class, the more we they learn, the more the propensity for criminality they increase.
No, I don't give you the answer.
The viral, the variability of the level of contaminant, the more they learn, the level of contaminants, viral contaminants, they increase. They increase. And this is a problem with the whole of Africa. Because people when not agree for land, people that will not agree for land, then they talk and say, oh, hey, one of the people that will not come out, the professor. How many professors that don't ruin we wonderful Africa? Look, Alpha Condé and be professor. Did he do well? No. Look like Bagbo, when he come out of power with disgrace. Now, a serious intellectual. In fact, the man write books. Serious intellectual. Look how he come out of power disgracefully. When Ouattara we can take over, we say the other man misbehave, he don't worse because he want to go over and against what's in the constitution prescribes say possible for be president for Ivory Coast. And he's a doctor. So I agree with you. We problem it is one way they right across Africa. It's like bad behavior are the reality. Corruption are the reality. Bad practices of all sorts is the reality.
Then we have to ask, why do we have that reality? Because most countries in Africa, they get independence about the same time as most countries in Asia that were occupied by foreign rule. Then Indonesia, Malaysia, Burma, then place them there. But when they see them countries where they make progress, we know they make progress in Africa. Then we need to ask, why is it that we defend and difficult for make progress? Some people may want to simplify the answer into we get more ethnic groups in Africa than anywhere in the world. That's true. That's true, but that's not an excuse. Our ethnicity is not an excuse for us not to do well. Our mentality is the excuse. I will give some excuse, but at the same time, I will put the blame squarely on the intellectual class. I know say Boku they out, they listen, they're not like I don't care. I don't need una. I don't get for go big tona.
They have to know better.
They want to na vex.
Because
now I don't they see somehow I've been they call one and go the answer. Now they know the answer. Now you business. Do I care? I don't need you. Now friendship sake or relationship sake make they call you. Otherwise, I don't need people. Okay? But coming back to the point, we have an educational system that is at fault. What in the educational system they do? There have been a contracted curriculum where they produce limited number of skills. Everybody is going to be a lawyer, an engineer, or a doctor. We don't have middle manpower. Then there are so few jobs that everybody wants access to those jobs. So what do? Kitty kata kansai. Hindu business kansai. In Sierra Leone, the funniest thing we go see in Sierra Leone, go then give man office, they go face other inch and what you can put padlock na in the mouth. I for lock me the more tight, let them not can do me bad. Why do they have to do bad for a public job? Imran.
Then say if you not trust something we rotten, you not get for smell your. Now only person we play with something we rotten and they smell it, and
You
you know what
see,
you don't do.
we get to understand the problem. Because there are few jobs and too many people chasing those few jobs, we may have what you call an occupational inflation. Okay?
Mhm.
And what is this doing? Very decent people growing up may soon become corrupted, not because they wish to get corrupt, but because that's what the system accommodates. And this is more so with our female members. We're very, very immoral and wrong. I am not blaming the women. I am blaming us men for not looking at how can we change this system. 64 years after independence, the same old system now gets. Nothing has changed. Then go tell you say we don't count new cause. Look the cause where they count. Not a cause where they promote people then for be self-reliant and self-employable. Now cause where they train them for go be yes men, peace and conflict resolution. Now then they teach Chinese now for Bay College. What does that have to do with our development? Una not teach Loko, una not teach Limba, Soso, Jalunka, Mende and Timina, they go teach Chinese.
And they can add value per other man in your language inside our country. For now, continue for calling your language vernacular.
You see, there is a systemic crisis in Sierra Leone where the intellectuals get for swallowed and pride, because that's another side about the intellectuals of Sierra Leone. There are a lot of them that are not matured. The minute you try to tell them the truth, they feel annoyed because sometimes they outside they get $10,000 every month, or they get $15,000 per day when I by crooked means. So he feels he's better off. We get for change. We get for sit down. Rather than we they go call peace conference where why idiots go miss answer to a master for a crook election. Let we call a national roadmap conference. Let we sit down, we ask ourselves, what do we need to do to make this place a better place? So that all of us will be able to live together. It no matter whose language you they talk. If that man where they talk Mende, na sabi, but engineering, get on the job. Now they talk Timney, na sabi, but medicine, get on the job. Because na efficiency would they look for. But we cannot do that because we hurt and we hate not they work together. The kind emotions we get in Sierra Leone, it is on two extremes. It's either sympathetic or antipathic.
Mhm.
Empathy, not the Sierra Leone.
It's so sad the way they look at the present situation. We get elections, we not get results. Where are the intellectuals? Where are the politicians?
What if it's them that made it so?
You know, me man, when you look at the whole thing, I don't see none of them, no majority. None of them are mature. Because if somebody mature, somebody for we don't call everybody together and say, hey, this is not about us. This is about how it affects the vulnerable in the society. Things are not working. Let's rethink our behaviors. None of them. Not even one person. But rather, then one day they talk, say, oh, we win the elections, but now we just forget it, now go 2028. Then you read a whole mortal man will go school, they tell you for say electoral justice is done and dusted. How can it be done and dusted? Electoral justice. Now a process where non-ending.
Yeah.
So how it could be done and dusted? You need them 2023, you need them 2028, you need them every time where election issue is supposed to unfold. Why? Because elections get principles and it guided by rules. And the electoral justice, that is exactly what they talk about. The way how they create an environment in which everybody, when they participate, trust, believe in the system, not get any fear, say somebody go hold marble in my pocket. Because the system, whether they work within, it is transparent, it is fair, it is credible, and it is available to everybody. And then not say at the end of the vote, then go tally everything, then go record everything, then go provide records for everything transparently, and they read results. So if you now person will go school, you na politician, they talk for say electoral justice is done and justice. That's what you did say. You did say elections should never be, would never, and has never been credible, and it will remain so. And for me, that's the biggest travesty where anybody can think about. I read them every day, man, then we go school. It is done and dusted. If it is done and dusted, then why do we have elections? Because electoral justice, now a process. And a process will for be included. It's like, for instance, you say
it for be transparent.
Exactly. Your brother, take over.
The transparency now not deep on the last election. And back in say, we intellectual class now a bundle of dumb fools. And I don't care saying it if they want, they get annoyed. These guys don't even take time to research what is.
Just the talk.
There is an international convention from the United Nations, International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, that was passed on the 16th of December 1966, where Sierra Leone na a party to. They will not know this because they don't care about Sierra Leone.
No, they don't.
Sierra Leone has ratified this in its parliament. Look at, you see him? This convention. Sierra Leone is a party to this convention. Sierra Leone is a party to this convention. You see him? You see him? International Convention on Civil and Political Rights. Where is electoral justice mentioned here? Let me show you. Every state party to the present covenant undertakes A, to ensure that any person whose right of freedom herein recognized are violated shall have an effective remedy notwithstanding the violation that has been committed by persons acting in an official capacity. This is what has held Mohamed Kone. But the APC are a useless bunch.
I put some things together where I will read.
Let's just finish. I will show you another one.
Okay. All right.
The concept of electoral justice is not new. It's as old as elections have been taking place.
Of course.
This is a whole institution that is there for electoral justice. An effective electoral system is key in the unfolding of a free, fair, and genuine democratic process. Now, the democratic process in Sierra Leone has been stifled. And there are people claiming to be intellectuals. Oh, it's done and dusted. A mot fiber dust. Go ahead, Sam. You want to say something?
Before I read this here, you talk about done and dusted. You see, then they call done and dusted. Well, dust are not deep by elections, not to choke them they use because they reach the number we don't mark. So they want to continue with the same status quo.
Yeah, because they have not grown into maturity to
They
take
don't want to change it.
responsibility, Imran.
They don't want to change it. They want to maintain it.
Because they don't want to be matured.
So
It's
we for
always to
continue.
depend on somebody or blame somebody.
Yeah. We for continue for do elections, not with ink, but with chalk. So then would erase them, done and dusted. You know? And what in the pain me pass all? Now the way they do the concept of electoral justice, they don't make a now say that Samura gets social justice, electoral justice. It has nothing to do with Samura. It has nothing to do with anybody. It is something for everybody for thrive. Because when you look at what I go read now, social justice is a view that everyone deserves equal economic, political, and social rights and opportunities. Social workers aim to open the doors of access and opportunity for everyone, particularly those in greatest need. National Association of Social Workers, social justice compasses economic justice. You can now, electoral justice means the means and mechanism for ensuring that actions and procedures employed in electoral processes are consistent with the national and applicable municipal and international laws in order to pervert electoral disputes. Now, what you just show with Ojisno? Clear
Other
rules,
parts then they will not go waste time for sure.
clear rules and methods. Free and fair elections require effective justice system, and voters must get sufficient information before the event. Otherwise, elections will only lead people to doubt their government's legitimacy. Once the International Institute for Democracy and Electoral Assistance, and this is what is happening. Nobody know, the government not get legitimacy because nobody not believe in.
Well, it's not about legitimacy.
You
Let's tell
understand?
you the worst thing where they happen at Sierra Leone.
Talk to me.
You can get an illegitimate government because juntas are illegitimate, but they may have the support of the people
Which is
because they are working in the interest of the people. Like Ibrahim Traore in Burkina Faso.
Yeah.
He's an illegitimate man. He didn't win or occupy the office by the ballot system. But he's doing what is right. Not so?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
So
You
get the
see,
support of the
the
people.
biggest damage when they go on at Sierra Leone now is that every society need to operate with partnerships. When they talk about 24 or 18 tribes or whatever, if all of these people don't have trust in the system, that partnership will never happen.
It will never work. It will never work.
Even with the people them, what they assume say they support the government. If some or most of them don't have trust in the partnership, that thing will never work.
It wouldn't.
I want to give you a practical example.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of people where they praise and what's in Mother Bion regime. And most of them are in the diaspora.
They get you in there.
Are they come, let me make me points. Honestly, if these guys trusted, you see, now then are the hypocrisy are we there, so for Allah. But if they trusted the system, 90% of them would have relocated to Sierra Leone. One. Two, if they trusted the system, they would have come together to start an investment fund, take advantage of the fact that they're empathy in a power, then start business. But we don't know who we are in Imran. Sierra Leoneans don't know who they are. And I'm saying it deliberately. You may claim to have high education, but you don't know who you are. So you are just a zombie.
You talk something where I want for cash in to. And waiting at the thing where you cash into. You talk about an UNTA government. In some of them cases, then they do well because they get the support of the people. the people.
Because they are doing what builds trust.
Yes.
People don't support you for support sake. Now
And-
trust then they get in you, make them support you.
And there was a government there where they failed the people there. Where not to be the interest of the people. They may they work on. They may they work for their own interest. So morally, the army stepped in.
Yeah.
Which is their constitutional obligation.
Maybe.
And then come inside. But the things that what they do, it meets criteria for the people. So the people are happy with them.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that's the bottom line. And the reason we make us say I want for cash into that particular topic, they look at what they go on na Ivory Coast. That man, Jam. The man, they say enough for all. They say because he gets dual citizenship, we not get that problem in Sierra Leone about this citizenship.
We get them. We get them.
You see, it's the
We
same
get them.
reality. They say because the man gets French citizenship, he not qualified. Even though the man don't denounce that. They say no, the man not waiting. And the man say he's going to fight. But there is a huge difference between Ivory Coast and Sierra Leone. In Ivory Coast, the opposition leader, he gets full backing of a political party, plus the population, the DBNM. Now we get a country where we get a whole political party, the leader not get one leadership behind them.
When you come with leadership,
Uh-huh.
I get a slide where I get for sure, but while you done with you, the talk.
All right. You know, so in as much as we get this problem here across Africa, but Ivory Coast is not as bad as we. Because
they had always been better than us, Imran.
You know, because I cannot understand what they go on an APC party. I cannot understand it. Party where they talk for say, ego can be the headache medicine for men bad governance now we country. Because that's how APC was formed.
Well, maybe now it has become the Futek medicine.
You know? No, but now not the virus. It is not the medicine anymore. Now not the virus. Because when they can't get that, they say they want to find something where they counter that SLPP, he bad behavior, SLPP, he overspending, SLPP, he corruption. So they say that they find a medicine for eradicate the pain when they cause. So APC come. Who don't have APC? APC not drugs when they use, you know, in the 70s, the late 60s and early mid 70s. After we them withdraw.
Now that medicine.
Yes, they say it cause kidney problems and that. It gets 42% of aspirin and 42% of phenacin, 42%. Then it gets caffeine. That means to say now 16% of caffeine, 42%.
And that makes it very strong. It's a drug.
And 42% aspirin. That is how APC was born. Now that party day was supposed to be a social democratic party. Party where welded with the people, now the center. Now in they ignore the people there. Now in they decide say elections were not done right. They agree say the elections now they win them, but yet they say there is a victory in the struggles of APC. They decide for left the winning and take the struggle. They say that they go 2028. They say that they go 2028. But when you go 2028, you say electoral justice is done and dusted. Electoral justice, as I said earlier, now a process is, you know, now a process we're not done. It is always there because without them, then there should be no elections. So if you talk the move go, it is done and dusted. That means to say you don't need them anymore. You must be you must be crazy. You must be mad.
You know, now they suspect. Mother being a bad boy. You go don't invite them to private dinners them. They don't go give them food or get cheap. They don't eat them. They belly, they control them.
I make
Now they all don't turn zombie. When they want to talk, activate the chip. Then they stupid.
I make for understand say the Gambian vice president, Gambian former vice presidents will come now $200,000 then get.
Well, that's hearsay. We don't know.
You know.
Sierra Leonean can say anything.
Well, that's why I said
But for all I know,
mm-hmm.
if you cannot take yourself serious, nobody will take you
Nobody will take you serious. Exactly. That's the whole thing.
Okay.
Because now we get with problem. Now we get for take us serious.
Oh, now see them. They pull Chakabula, they run at town now, run. Oh, now wait for the man where don't get money now. Where he able to buy SMG and all other things them. If the fire one no more up now the air, all man scatter on they say 2028. Are these guys really thinking?
This is what I don't
Let me ask. Are they come? Wait for me, sir. Let me ask a simple question to you. How does the APC hope to win an elections in Sierra Leone? When the simple electoral results are not able to pull on Giona. Now, when I don't empower the man, he don't make money. Every year they go school anniversary with very expensive car. That money for that car where he gets so, it can pay onto some computer specialists then create a system where then they control the results remotely. Within the one publish 9 and they publish. Where do these idiots hope to win elections from? Let me ask this question.
Well,
you know what's in the problem with the APC?
Uh-huh.
And they see them without regret. The leadership is full of munkus and idiots.
And immature fools. Because if anybody mature at a time like this, you could just say, wait a minute. Not a person way reactive. Now person way deliberate. You go say, wait a minute. Hey, una wait. Is this in our interest for logo 2028? Or is this in our disadvantage? Well, we go, Usa will say one go. Una wait. Julia! Una Lord, we come back from a high horse system. Lord, we can't understand 2023 properly. But rather, if you look at it, they don't bonya to Samora, they say na hinges 2023. Because as you talk about 2023,
what are the bonya the problem?
Tell me, brother, as you talk about 2023, that's supporter for Samora. Who told you that? These are ethical issues where every Sierra Leonean should be interested in because it affects everybody. Now, a blueprint where we not allow for be written down, on a paper. Now, a precedent where we're not supposed to be proud of. Now, one way we for eradicate, we for pull down, we for get rid of by holding firm, say, this is wrong, this is not acceptable. In fact, I may for understand, say the same man who misbehave, Mohammed Kane, and the one for left back for 2028.
Well, it's fine. But what do you mean they say? Something has gone wrong with the electoral system. The APC not sit down for do forensic inquiry. They not sit down for do anything. Now for they all over the place, they pass with picture them about candidates. Now then get one, then say na professor. Yes, na professor. We na classroom boys. How do you expect to win an election when you are dealing with an adversary who has the money to spend nationally and internationally? If you not think, say, Mother Bill and the people of the SLPP, then dealing with drug cartel, now accidents because they're greedy, it's a source of money to fund anything they want. And for as long as the drug dealers, they know say, now in they safeguard them, they will spend money. If we come for go catch APC one by one at the house and kill them, then go do them. This is how bad our country has become. But people are not a reason. Then think say politics na lantern business, dance all net, Monica,
No,
if you
that day we there for dance, for make party. When he come for think, we are not interested. When he come for make party, for make dinner dance, that is our niche. That is our forte. You know.
See, they talk not so because of the APC, or as far as me concerned, APC SLPP then too can go to hell. I have spent the greater part of my life wanting to see a better Sierra Leone. I am now 70 years old. I don't need them. If I not go Sierra Leone again, so be it. I have a comfortable life where I am. Okay? But if these guys don't own up to their responsibilities, if they don't man up, and if they think manning up is about going to fight a war, Madabio has the advantage. He has money to buy ammunition and arm anyone with arm, then the kill on like fall. Toko.
That's serious.
When I get for begin look now, how we go adopt technology, how we go adopt other strategic modes for make sure say the game comes out fairly. But with this number of candidates and the dysfunctioning in the APC, I don't see that happening. Honestly.
You cannot proceed to any form of elections when electoral justice is done and dusted.
This not the first thing. What I mean for don't put them foot span. That mean for be checkmate. Now they don't let them go. So whatever comes after this, they have no control.
Well, the thing is, we're so sad.
It's not about Samura. It's not about Minkailu. It's about protecting the integrity of the party.
And I don't see majority in any of them. Because who is that person we go say to now, hey, wait a minute. Hey, you. 2088 is not an option right now. We have something to do here. We have a lot of work to do. They just don't take it seriously. I don't see no maturity by any of them.
Because them feel say we're in the 13th century, where then they put nail and tick the pass and sing. Would I make the knockout that tick the organ nail?
Because when you look at this whole thing, I don't see any emotional intelligence. I don't see maturity. I don't see sober thinking. I don't see intellectuality in any of the fools. Instead, what I see, I just see total and utter disorganized group of people where not even get a concept, understand, or any understanding on waiting election be.
You see, outside the APC don't lost track. They have moved away from the universal concept of unity. The interconnectivity, when they bring organizations together, now they bring people into, we all can get we own wish and we aim. But there should be something connecting us. That is absent in the APC. And the APC is not an alternative party to take the SLPP out of power. The Salon people get ready for long suffering. Because as far as I know, the SLPP is not there to develop Sierra Leone. They are there to enrich themselves. When you cough, then use impunity, then bust you with bullets.
But at the same time, APC self-BDD. They not do anything tangible where anybody can write home about. Let's be honest about about things, because that's what we try to do here. Because if we come on a country where with money not do exceedingly well for us, the lily where they left for we.
Now we build on them.
We not build on them. Before that, Usa will be there not today again.
Now reverse.
We don't go behind. Now reverse where they go. All man they go before. So when people like in the talk
yesterday, I see the body.
Legacy. Where are the legacy?
Yesterday, I see the body na Victor for in tongue. Jimmy Babo. Then loaded the body per Okada. They go with her. It's not like my only live.
man, not funny. That is the legacy. And the legacy what we get.
Legacy.
And the legacy that's what we get. All negative legacies. Not even a positive way you go look. Wow, I am proud to be a Sierra Leonean. People that they talk nonsense. When you talk about legacy, now inheritance, something where you go left, a fingerprint, a footprint where you go left, where people then go, we go give foundation for the next generation.
That tell you
What
something.
what do we have to show for it? At the end of the day, APC want for waiting. What's in APC? They just go disgrace themselves. Because if they go do that in the immediately, I grab a whole mic, I do a small presentation, they go accommodate with tears.
They're not agree like go there. They go tell them about them for go beat you. They're not they go beat Mother Bio. Now you then they can't beat.
These are the things we are not able to understand. And the people them too. Una use una yai, una get brain, una use una brain. And you see, the best way where you use your brain and you yai, look at yourself and ask yourself, say, if you can do better. If you can do better, where are you?
Then do it.
At the level where you there.
Do it.
If you put people in for organize the environment, because that is what politicians are meant to do. To make them go able to transform lives. They've not been able to do that. So why we not go do a total recall? Call them back and change them.
Imran.
Yes, sir.
Let's say one thing today. I have tried several times to call politicians in Sierra Leone because I get some skills in this project development, etc., etc. To make them begin do something we go help them community. You not get for which say you didn't power before you do something. When me talk na me here, other people in other countries are coming to me. What is really wrong with us? Then people want us to go and support idiocy. Not me. Don't ever count me on that kind of rubbish.
Shameful.
Rome was not built in a day. If we want to build Rome, let us set a foundation and start from that foundation. Now they can't begin tell me, but something in the air, I look down and not see foundation. Now why are idiots like you now they go beyond that? The SLPP, they have their motive of being in power, but they too have their problems. The only thing we go save APC small, maybe, if there is an internal crisis in the SLPP, it will lead to an implosion.
So
maybe
right now, the way things are, I don't get interest in any of the two. Why? Because you see, if you look at all the definitions of what a political party is, a political party has an ideology. Now people we get similar thinking, similar mentality. Then
everybody in that group should have the same mentality.
Yes.
Or same thinking.
For win elections. Yes. The whole purpose of political party now for win elections.
Yeah.
If you win elections, somebody else, the impersonates at the state house, you go say I don't agree. You go team up and hold
all team up as a team, whether they are there before now right or wrong, they be enam.
Well, this is what they're not able to do. Because they get for the person where they before get for be them party, it not get for be your friend, you not get for Leckham. Now the ideology where we all agree for, now you will only push. But unfortunately, it's so sad we get for the talk, we talk about it in there. But you see,
I just tell you this thing what I be
I just want to say something. I just want to say something with very important there, and what's important there is now waiting you waiting the topic where you waiting today. You said Sierra Leone development hinges on emotional intelligence, leadership, and active citizen engagement. Now, powerful question this.
You see what I don't put? You see what I don't put? Harnessing national intelligence in Sierra Leone depend on them factors, yeah. Emotionally balanced, intelligent leadership. And when I say emotionally, not to how you behave. how they think
How
in
they
the
think.
interest of everybody,
Yes.
whether the person in a party or not. Education and mentorship, cultural strength, diaspora engagement, readiness and responsibility, innovation and technology, health and wellness, national identity. So let's start. Emotional intelligence, shift from reactive to responsive leadership. All the leaders we have in Sierra Leone are reactive.
Very volatile.
I make all 10 and then at treat, they go and dance.
Very
They go to
volatile.
mosque, they go pray. Go to church, they go pray. Your role as a leader is to watch what the people need and begin to map out what needs to be done to respond. The leader forget empathy, forget vision, integrity as leaders.
Now you manage the country.
They get for support rising youths and grassroots leaders. Reforming education. Why do we need that? We should put critical thinking over memorization.
Yeah.
95% of the educated Sierra Leoneans not through memorization. They're not they think. Now, what in them in tell them, I ain't go give them teacher them back.
Memory learning, not to
yes.
thinking. What do you think?
Then we get for train who picking them leadership in school, civic education, if will be part of the curriculum.
Yep, I agree.
The political parties forget annual youth camps where then they teach picking them about leadership and civic responsibility. The National Youth Service forgets training in leadership and civic responsibility. Number 3, we get for expand teachers them power by paying them well to look decent, giving them facilities for them to look decent, because then look they affect the whole the picking and they take education. I am sure none of these guys are thinking about this, but they would want to come to my video and copy it.
We are able
on a manifesto.
We are able to do what we are doing because we understand concepts.
Now let's go to the role of culture in development. Leveraging cultural strengths. When people learn, they will be a pain. How can we use that as an asset without punishing the people unnecessarily? We people learn get faith, and our people will get tradition for live peacefully. How can we use that to our advantage? Then, that program we did about aligning traditional systems with governance. You remember the program about traditional leaders?
Vividly.
Diaspora engagement. Tap into global experience and skills. Stop politicizing this. Sierra Leone is bigger than political parties.
You know.
Create platforms for collaboration. There are people in the diaspora who can collaborate with people in Sierra Leone. Like what they talk just now about them projects, proposals, them. I have tried 1, 2, 3 people, their response always negative. This is where a lack of collaboration comes in. Because some of them feel, oh, this man, if we happen, not on me project, not on me get for apply. I just will help you. And that will not make me a political candidate at 70. I'm too old for that. Foster mutual respect and shared vision with the diaspora. Readiness and responsibility. We therefore change with mindset. This me. Let us be us, all of us. And let's stop blaming. Let us take ownership for what is wrong. Then we therefore make with citizens then know their role in development. Not to, oh, God don't give away another Moses. There is no Moses if all of us don't work together.
There is no Moses.
Because one man not able to do everything.
And if Moses can't say na be dictator, it will be because where you go put one great person for make decisions and for decide on everything, of course, na dictator. Na make would not be done for provide dictator for can punish you.
Then integrity of the leader in matter. You not go be head of state. You they live well. You people then they in swallow in poverty. That's not integrity. Integrity is not about what you wear or what you ride.
Right.
It's about exchange of empathy with your fellow human
As
beings.
Sierra Leone, anything way nice that the politician then get them, the people that live in squalor. That's the reality. Then dinner slums, then dinner
Innovation and digital economy. This one I'm not going to talk much about them. Then health and emotional wellness. We went through a war. Nothing was done to do post-war trauma healing. The mental health in Sierra Leone is very poor. How do we normalize mental health awareness? What kind of public education and community care do we need for health?
Yep.
Something that they would not need for Bill Hospital. If then they dig water well, outside and no say toilet they near, let them aware say, doing that, they expose them to typhoid. Just that education make a lot of difference.
To start with, nobody know for make water well without permission. Because you get for
whether permission or not, if the person get the knowledge, then they do them because say they put himself at risk. Nobody know the one for putting himself at risk.
That's not one. That's not one. But also it has to be regulated. Quite a lot of things them way within the country. And just left for everybody for doing it.
We have all the laws in Sierra Leone. I want you to know that. But the laws don't work because we are ignorant of them.
That is one thing.
One thing. This process is coming. We have all the laws in Sierra Leone, but the laws don't work. You cannot regulate what you don't know.
But,
when you go appoint somebody as health inspector because he been support you by election, you don't know nothing but hygiene, environment, and safety. How do you expect that person to do his job?
I don't say we are not implement any rules in that country. They are not implement any rules and they are not implement them.
Because you have the wrong people in the right places, Imran.
It was even cruelty to animal. We get an Australian money, the stone dog in every junction.
You have the wrong people in the right places. The press. What is the press doing to educate people about these things?
So sad.
Now everything passed and go give them money.
Yes, sir, I don't everything you get for bribe.
Well, they're fine.
I remember where I've been travel the first time for Sierra Leone. This is many decades ago. I go for the paper, for that yellow paper. They gave me two options. You want for pay, you get the injection, or you want for pay and not get the injection.
Well, they're fine.
Continue down that route.
You know, so can you just imagine? They make a system for the international world for be safe. We they misuse them because of small pennies. Forget the implications of reactions. So you give me certificate without the injection. Then I carry yellow fever going to people country. Care tuberculosis going to people country. It's just crazy. The things
Thank God, my own country where me they are not care outside come out we can then they go do medical checkup for you. Because they not believe all them systems then they. Something they will be want show you where I not see. The health insurance card where this country they issue to its citizens. Where you can travel throughout Europe and America. If anything happen to you, you are taken care of. Do you think that is impossible for us to do in Sierra Leone?
Nothing is impossible. Where there is a will, there is a way. If we have the will, you have to have a leader. We get the will. we're interested.
Not only the will, the leader for know what him for do.
Yeah, you can forget the will, you can for know what him for do. You can know what him for do if you not get the will, you know they do them. Like combination of factors.
Our leaders don't have the knowledge, Imran. I want you
They
to
don't
believe.
have the knowledge, they don't have the will.
Well, not because.
At the camp, if you get the will, you go out, you fend the people that we're getting know-how.
Yes.
This is the
But
point.
the point about leadership in Sierra Leone is it's a cabal thing. Now, everybody, they pull picture, one for be head of state. How they finally end up for be head of state. All the people out there around and then they block other people, not for Kanyaram. This now who don't suffer, as if to say them may ask and say go suffer.
I'll not tell you lie.
And if they come to you, you know why they come to you? They know you have knowledge that they want to misuse.
In fact, the people that will get knowledge and they don't foresee at all because
they will come to you in a nice way. They misuse your knowledge. It has happened to me several times, even with this last government. Yes, but for the hour you sir.
I'm fine, gentlemen. How do you do?
We they do
not
fine.
bad, not bad. You hearing me?
Imran, you hearing me?
I hear you loud and clear, very crisp.
Imran, I know hearing you.
You know the area?
Not yet.
Okay, go ahead.
You hearing me?
Hello?
2, 1,
Imran.
2. You hearing me? Me hear you clear. Can you hear me?
Imran?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I think in the hear you, but why you not the hear?
Okay, because I found landing.
I hear you. Yeah. Very crisp.
I don't begin hearing him. Yes. The thing what he me because not to down me be one again I mean jot is them but I don't talk about that long. Me the only thing why they talk about this last election. Me with multi Asamibo election. If we sit down the alala they talk about this election. We not talk about the laws of the election as alone. We go get the same result next election. I go talk again. The election law, the way them pass 2022, they say demand for published result, a summary. They say Naina the only post we declare results. And which when getting kind of bad law they are, then I wanna book them. When I go talk from January to December, it's the what you want to do, 92. And they get cover. They get cover from the executive. Look what they tell you before. Now, only salon they organize election, somebody will tell you, say, oh, when they say disaggregated, we then give na police station, they give only 2, then they will get to 9 they call disaggregated. And these are people that will go to school. And then we know they make for them and change the laws then they with the head to other election. Believe me, Mr. Jallo, this one, because let me tell you, the SLPP are more desperate for hold on to power than the APC, the one is power. If you don't know that, eh?
But me know that.
And
they will do APC, then they waste their time.
They will do everything possible for me to do the same thing. Now the job hold them before the MCC. I already say they not scrap the MCC.
They don't scrap.
Because they say that MCC now for make they implement the tripartite things them. But if people they don't say nothing for MCC, why never implement them? So if Salon or APC or anybody for be agitated that's that country they come and change the current laws of election. If they don't change them, because me I talk about the Public Election Act, the Public Election Act. Now in the government election rules na alone, and all what the SLPP do so it is inside that election law. So if we want to talk from January to December, it is inside the law. Now let me just tell you again. Now make way the people can come from Commonwealth or you want to wake up. What do they say? They say now according to the law. Any jury act and say according to the law. Because they don't say, they don't go put and they say, the man they declare election result anyhow I want. And if we're gonna court, this is what they put in there. If they don't go do some recommendation them for tripartite, they don't put the inside dustbin. And if they go again to the next election with this, believe me, the same result now will be. I don't want talk on that just because when I talk about an enemy as last. But last week last Wednesday I want come on board,
Before you go before,
yes sir.
I want to show you something.
Yes sir.
This international instrument on civic covenant on civic and political rights was ratified in Sierra Leone on the 23rd of August 1996.
Yes sir.
Any international law that has been ratified by a country is as good as a statute in that country. And you cannot amend it. This is the angle where the APC for you, but when I idiots them pack it.
Yes.
Exactly. And not so then she don't when they make their rot in law there. They not be giddy. Me brother, I get before I get you point. I stand with you 1000%. But the reality is, APC don't na parliament when they pass the law and day.
Imran.
Yes.
I did international laws in Harare, Zimbabwe in 1991. I know the weight of international laws. But the international community will never come and evoke those laws because they expect you to know it. Every international law that has been ratified by a country is automatically a statute in the country.
Hey, brother, you are right.
I want you listen to me, sir. I'm here to educate Sierra Leoneans because the idiots all they claim say they get book, they're not sabi them basic things here. This is the law they should have quoted. Forget the international community for council where law gets the results. Because this law, it give you, it give me, it give everybody a right for ask for results. I'll show you on this now. Part 2, Article 3. Every state party to the present covenant undertakes to ensure that any persons whose rights as herein recognized are violated shall have an effective remedy, notwithstanding that the violation has been committed by persons acting in official capacity. Number 3B, to ensure any person claiming such remedy shall have his right thereto determined by competent judicial, administrative, or legislative authorities or by any other competent authority provided for by the legal system of the state to develop possible remedies. B, should have seen the APC take up this case with their COAS court.
My brother, what you talk, it is perfectly correct. If I can, you also your Allah.
Alone, so let not nonsense. I beg.
Your Allah, now you all say they can attack you. You call for help, back up. Me left me your host account got last. For can help you first. Why can't I meet you to eat fufu? What you expect me to do? And they want me and I join you for eat fufu. Because you will get you fetch, you not pull close. I mean they can't pull close. The international community not go ever tell we right if we don't know them. Now we get for say, we get other laws them where they work in tandem and they are implementable. Look this one, look this one, look this one. And this one I will give we. And we don't ratify now with parliament. It is a law functional now with society. So why we not go activate them? They are not interested, me brother. As you don't always say, and as I can always say, politics, the enterprise for criminality. These are hustlers where they only and solely for chief, 50 fata how they want. So they don't want the system for function. It is not in their interest.
Slow last week they passed before this parliament done. Huh? So they passed before this parliament done.
No.
Anybody who don't state property will die. Will they make 20 coffin for you? All your property and your money, put it in the law, go bury you.
Like I don't if even like make I just talk about the laws, the international laws, them, Mr. Jallo.
Mhm.
Salon signed all international laws, them, all treaties, them. Salon signed them. But at the end of the day, then law they look like they're not enforceable. Why?
They are.
Because the same people that we come now the country now then tell we say,
Mhm.
oh, una get laws na electoral laws them na this country. Now they wanna for use. That's what they tell
That
them.
includes the international law.
You know, but for the if you go buy Mercedes Benz not go tell you what you get right to. I will give you an example. Me paddy buy Mercedes Benz, and they're gonna host it broke down. He call and they cancel and they carry and go back to the Mercedes Benz garage. They repair them. He get the same problem back. Then in 3 months, he go to the garage, 2 term. The third term where it happen, he go there. Now they one boy where they walk, they want a black boy, now he pinch him. He pinch him. He go meet on the toilet. He say, activate the law. He say, you don't know the law? Now he say, yes. He say, any motorcar where you buy na Mercedes Benz, if he give you problem twice, on the third time, they're supposed to give you the highest specification of that brandy free of charge. Then they upgrade you for your inconvenience and everything. Now the boys have go, now you go tell them. He said, no, I don't want this motorcar again. When I go give me, I don't want to activate on your law. Who told you this? Now he say, when I say, I don't know. Now that turning now, they call the manager, then go be in a car. Well, what we'll do is we would have to order it. We do not have the same color. We would have to order it. We have to this. But while you're waiting, we'll give you a full courtesy car. If that boy there will be there inside that garage, you know, be pinched that boy there. Mercedes-Benz garage would never have told him.
Imran,
Yes.
this is common. Only that some societies then get ethical standards, then they enforce them. Okay? But this is common, especially in the capitalist world. And more so if they see you as a stranger. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean they say now? APC get a drove of lawyers. Don't they know these things?
They're not a read.
Or don't they understand they are reading? Minus this covenant on civil and political rights, the ECOWAS protocol gets something very similar with safeguard the APC, then claim for electoral justice. The AU charter gets something very similar because AU charters are drawn after United Nations conventions and charters and covenants. Don't they see these things? You know, we country is sick. My brother is sick.
It is.
Before they go ahead, sir.
Yeah, but Mr. Jallo, if the question was asked, why then people then will come, they not even mention all of those things about I mean then law they are where they tell we say
Bafode.
Look at the interest before they.
Come. Normally in negotiations, you are voting and they talk back door, you are voting and they talk front door.
yes.
What if these people mention it back door? Somebody amongst the APC say, hello, left-handed no more.
No, because even Samura, because sometimes I don't forget about in your own speeches them. One of his speech them, he talk about say, well, because until he gets speeches the way they make fair speeches them. But when them people and first of all the national unity agreement, he make this speech talk say, well then people are welcome as the mandate, then now this they able to achieve. According to them, they are this them power they wouldn't get now this they able to achieve.
For you.
Now when I saw him talk after
Now
that
achieve for you, before the way you get your son a Leicester. Now boy,
Yeah.
yeah. For go achieve for you now.
No.
Left this thing.
No.
And this table I say kind of punk.
Because well, and true, you make a point. Well, beauty have very that's why in talk. Say then people will
That's
come.
why he talk. But is it
Mhm.
correct? Does it
Well,
mean that if it comes from Samurai, it is correct?
no, I'm not gonna say correct. Me, first of all, we don't understand what happened. Then people in the me, I make people and I
Now
know
I
they.
tell you, say, Negotiation at 2 stage or 3 stage. Una they get preliminary meeting, all man talking on. Then go call una one go talk to una. Other than they put something and then put. That's Sierra Leone. Those guys don't have integrity.
And then people in there, even the one that will come, they say before they come, then they emphasize on the law of the
When they
country.
can they meet other things, now they're not they come. The last tell them come, what's in the meet, they were disappointed. From that last visit of the team we come.
Mikhailo, what if Mikhailo go talk completely different from what they arrange? But look.
For you.
Ah, God.
Go ahead. You say what
If you're not fit for yourself, like why you talk, who that fit for you? Who that fit for you? So now them people in there, I know because them people had to talk. I don't want to waste my time over that talk. The only thing what they say is that if they not change that electoral law book we then go 2022.
You know, say me and you get right for taking the government of Sierra Leone to court.
Who's court?
There are international courts.
No, Papa, you see, this is the thing where we keep for make excuses. The court is there to serve us. If you not serve we should make it serve us. This thing always they make excuses for bad things. It is very unhelpful. You know, look like what's in American can try for talk now from. Oh Lord, you know, look within our court. We say they get APC lawyer there. Me, they ask simple questions. They say let the lawyer them give a good reason why they're not for bring camera in a court. Now then APC lawyer then come. Now they know for say English. Now the lawyer's language. Why are APC lawyer them not able for give excuses or reasoning for back their request? Now me had swelled by APC lawyer. Simple question what I ask them. Why they not for bring camera in a court? Now the lawyer begin for storm my under.
I don't have to go to the court in Sierra Leone to take the government of Sierra Leone to court. When African minerals being an issue with UNESCO, man, I alone them the only court.
No.
You see, we get to understand a lot of things. And this is where the knowledge will help Sierra Leoneans. When I don't start something and they go ECOWAS, that was fine. But they didn't have the knowledge. Instead of going to the ECOWAS for go put a case, they went to ICC. ICC not different thing than DEPA. ECOWAS, now they take them case here. When ECOWAS don't done them, you not get what you want. You have the right to go to the African Union Court. You not get what you want, you get the International Court of Justice in The Hague. How many people know this? And a lot of people think it's a waste of time. There is no waste of time in securing your posterity, because after you die, if you not don't create a foundation for make you begin to able get pride and integrity in their homes, then you have failed passing here on earth. You have failed. Passing here on earth is not about how much money you have, how many houses you build. It's about creating security and sustainability for your posterity. That we have failed in Sierra Leone in 64 years, and we keep failing because we don't respect knowledge. And some of you are not afraid for talking now.
Even I want kind.
No, Papa, listen, Papa. You know, say me by 11 o'clock, I cannot tire.
What I want to talk to that, Mr. Jallo. Well, then this ECOWAS of Africa Union we talk about. Not only she don't do so where the Mao Imran talk about this no na Ivory Coast. You want to go fourth term?
Watari?
Well,
But
Let's wait and see.
Watara.
they say no get nobody for your party with for contest the election. They are very eminent. Nine they go.
I will not make us say they come.
Yeah.
Those bodies will take action when we refer to them. If we don't refer to them, it's not their business to interfere.
And also,
They can tell them for the sake of peace because they can't
They go
conflict.
talk to them, they go advise them. But if you not listen, and if the Ivorian people not stand together and go to them court, then they say we don't want this man here, they will not take action.
And just they like a winner.
you see, before one thing they when a culture where we get for inculcate, it's very important. We Sierra Leonean, we get a habit where everything are for brush them away. That is rotting. So reasons then they will make you get for go, even though it rotting, for let you meet criteria. Because when you go, it is recorded that you went there. Then you can go to another stage.
Exactly.
Because when he come and complain, it escalates. It go by level.
Yeah.
You get for exercise. You are you write in that particular place they were rotting. When they fail you not possible they don't rogue you. Then it don't put you in a better footing for go to the next stage. You don't meet criteria. But if you not go there at all, and say, I not go there at all, you not become. So you have failed in meeting the criteria.
You not fulfill the criteria.
Exactly.
You see, before
Yeah.
I have reached a stage in my life where I believe and understand that nothing is impossible. Now, two things hold whatever we want to do. One, think about it, plan it. Two, get others to come on board and do it for a good reason.
Mm.
Okay?
Yes.
Do it for a good reason, not do them for the sake of creating chaos. If the APC had gone to that high court, they make them case, they not call them. After the 21 days, then get right for appeal to ECOWAS court. If they influence the case in ECOWAS court, then get right for go to African Union court. They not get the same result and can come to the ICJ. But the fact about Sierra Leone is now one man they control the institution. Where he say, left them, then left them.
Yes. So me then think the dynamic decision a waste of time.
No, it's a waste of time. Oh, you get for utilize.
Yeah.
You get for utilize what you have. Like for instance, me man, na England you dey so. If you when I get complaint procedure internally, who say you dey work? If you want carry them go to court, the very first thing when they ask you, have you exhausted your internal complaint procedure? If you've not met that criteria, you're not able for carry your company go to court. Now, after where you don't prove, say you have exhausted your internal company complaint procedures before ever you were able to take that complaint. How you call them? Now, external court.
I quite understanding thing in
industrial court, then call them.
But you see what we they talk now is the 2018 election where they get on gonna court. Now 3 years later, now Indian cow with a judgment. Remand almost done in time. So me, salon justice, huh?
Well, hey brother, justice, what's that? Me and you two waiting. Any society where you day, the society is as good as waiting we do as a people forget and for work for we.
Exactly.
Because whatever we get, it is there for us to use. Now you make where you're gonna social media or where you're gonna online for buy some things there. You get reviews. They reviews them. Any serious company, it'll take them very seriously. Because if you not meet them criteria, then nobody know they can come buy you space. So if we get to the country, we sit down, we fold, we hand and we foot, feeling to say, if we not do nothing, something will happen. It doesn't work that way. You do nothing, don't expect anything. For you to get something, you have to do something. If you not sow a seed, it not go grow, it not go germinate. And when it germinates, if you care for them, then he will produce for you handsomely.
Talk about for take that route. Yes, sir.
Last word I go say on this. Case not the code, and then can case here not the code.
Especially when there's something we get ethical reasoning behind it.
I want to tell you something today. If this process will happen at Sierra Leone 2023, if it leads Sierra Leone to a crisis by the next election, a lot of people in the APC and SLPP are going to be held accountable.
Well, it will be a nice thing.
It's not a nice thing. That's the rule.
No,
I
mean,
I'm not
okay.
more about this again.
Okay, no, we move forward because the time we don't take this year. We not we contest.
We not care who that contest.
The one they
Benki Lenki Kobo Foot win 2028, no matter.
Yeah, when I talk just now about the independence, I mean something about that. You know, I don't know if you know. Listen, this week Lima Kana AYV they talk about independence. How they call the other guy, the IPC spokesperson.
What in there? No, but salon independence.
Yes, no. Then come the program actually asked them, say, who that for take responsibility for. Instead of them call people away center, then call them political party there. CDI and CDI to this. In start and fine, he begin to make about governance issue. Where's Lima Ketchum? Now Lima go the other way, say, well, where they make this independence here, the one they will go for go negotiate them, we go with a good intention, but other one them we did it, we then go there for themselves. So now they the thing all this start for point. Not when I talk about that, then people who go negotiate.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Not when I talk about them people and they say them go negotiate for 7 million.
7.5 million.
7.5
million. In the first place, they didn't go to negotiate. They were invited to be told how the processes of election will be done. And before they went there, the British Parliament has sat on it and decided the procedures. It's in the Hansard of the United Kingdom Parliament. It's online.
No.
Let everybody go look the processes.
Him now, they can begin to talk about how they do Albert Magai, he rule well, Milty Magai rule well. We then get Shaka Steven, now put everything down. We pack about come back, now make him fine and
this is part of the immaturity we would talk about. With politicians, they're not mature. You see, to start with, where you get a political party, you get it. They work by season. Until they talk about process, not talk about dialogue. Where we una day from the election period, una a party. Immediately you win the election, you transition into governance. And when you there in governance, you are no longer working there in the interest of your party. Now, in the interest of the government of the country. That means to say anybody will take part in an election, those who voted for you or those who did not vote for you, you have to treat them equally, fairly.
How old is Lawrence Lima?
Who that?
Lawrence Lima, how old is he?
So that boy not talk.
How old is he?
I don't know. I'm going to say that he talk.
And not saying talk matter, we all can be talk Imran. And some of we don't talk ribado. So talk not the open call we. Even in my 70, talk green, I'm not afraid of. What I say is the way we talk, if not so he talk, it lacks emotional maturity.
No,
he should not be representing the SLPP.
Well, the thing here is that me, I don't want to put and talk about national things, them development and or they call them political party that for can talk. But yet make them for talk.
Well, they tell you the level of emotional intelligence in the country. The emotional intelligence has deteriorated into me versus them, green versus red, SLPP versus SLP APC, Mende versus Timini. That's how our intellectual class has allowed Sierra Leone to deteriorate.
And from whether I take power, we not transition to governance. Now still electionary in Ulipa. From 2018, 30 day, for the last 7 years, every day na electionary. They never transition into governance.
Imran.
Yeah.
The truth about it is the APC are enjoying it.
But that is the truth. That is the truth.
Then gladly with what's in the gun because they want to use it as an excuse. Whilst the people are suffering abject poverty. The APC are enjoying it. They want to use it as an excuse. Why the environment at Tonkolili, the Rokel River, has been depleted, poisoned with mercury and other chemicals.
And lead.
This is the rubbish that is going on in Sierra Leone. When you talk and people and feel saying Wamat, not Wamato.
Because now they see that they want picking with lots of defects.
Wamat. Some of us will volunteer not to go to Sierra Leone anymore. You know, get nothing for do me. I'll die peacefully and have a headstone on my grave in Norway. We will last centuries. But the fact is, the people of Sierra Leone deserve better from these idiots. Go ahead, sir.
What to me they propose is, when they talk about issues of the country, the political party people away by all the mediocrity we don't do in governance, like the past 7 years. If they go sit on the back, they talk about the neighbor do something because they meet the economy damage.
Yes. 7 years, you're able to turn the economy around.
No, what's your plan, Seth? If you meet a damage, what
plan? 7 years, you're able
to excuse me 1 minute here.
Mr. Jallo,
the economy around.
The person campaign say, I fix this, I fix this, I fix this. So, and I can talk about a plan. What was your plan? Because you talk say...
Sierra Leone deserve what it gets, Mafodi.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you.
What it gets.
I agree with you. If you team up so today, what me they think, if APC come on and do today for rally or can't talk about a meeting, now the one they would organize the table and for day. Likewise, the SLPP. But for the fact, see, get people that do the dance, where they think they need, they go follow them. They deserve what they are getting. They deserve it. The thing is, why are they trying for talk is, you cannot call these people for can't talk. To call people away, get central meaning, central thinking. Not to Paulina red, Paulina green. If you can't talk calling people here, then just they praise themselves. Now all man talk, all man only one talk now. President Bureau don't feel they all want make maintain legacy. Which legacy with the man don't?
When the angry kill them, we not get sympathy for them. That's all.
Which kind of legacy? Anyway,
kill them, we not get sympathy for that. I don't give my sympathy to people who don't deserve it.
Last week, I read Imran talk about Jagaban as a presidential candidate. I think na Wednesday. Imran don't go. Okay. So I read talk about Jagaban. Me, I want Jagaban not to say now because he distribute money, make a wallet and try and move. Now because he don't be successful in business.
That does not make him a leader for a country.
Sorry?
That does not make him a leader for a country. Running a country is different from what he's doing now.
Mr. Jallo, would I want to let him try? But all the one the way they come now, so we don't get no footprint for say
candidate, so that's alone choose
no.
fine.
We don't get candidates anymore. But if you they see people where they come out, I don't just want to let them scrap them out because they distribute money.
Nobody not get for scrap them. It's fair play. But
no,
what
I mean
say leadership is not about how much money you have.
No, Mr. Jallo,
fame you get.
I can't understand that.
How you understand what him for do and the people the way you get for deal with. Especially the diversity of the people that you have to deal with. Not what is uniform about them. What is diverse. When you understand it and have a plan to deal with everybody, for make everybody feel say he belong, then you are a leader.
Yeah,
Yes. I dey try for talk, see,
I agree with you there.
now where they go and parade, see, they want to be president. None of them not get any footprint or blueprint.
You not
Wait,
really understand what you are to say.
no, Mr. Jallo, I get you now.
But,
Mm.
a leader is what he says, not what he does.
Yes, but he talk now.
Because politics is about a message. It's not about going to say, I will come build this, I will come build that. It's about a message. The message is, I have a plan to change your conditions, and it should be for everybody.
Mr. Jallo, the guy don't talk. I'm not to say I dey support the guy. Oh. Maybe you don't listen to the
me
guy,
not
which
dey
the guy
listen
don't talk.
to that, I not get time.
Yes. No, I just try for tell you, say, you don't, what I make a talk so, now because I don't dey begin the talk, say, oh, because they give money, oh, even JFK don't come, oh, because they give money. The money, I'm not talking a good thing, no. But if you go thief money, now any part of the world, you count and salary better than somebody with a thief from Sierra Leone and go back now America or now England. It better for go thief count. I don't know why I get him money. Oh. But the point here is why they try for talk. Now politics is business, particularly we be president. If you run a country, now for run as a business. Because if you not sabi run business, you not sabi run a country. If look at Burkina Faso, just this small young man we come, what he don't do? Look in finance minister, what they show in finance minister, like any bobo na street. Young man, small picking them. Now they be part of in government.
And all of
Not
them
just,
are thinking the same way.
yes. So
It's not
if you
about Traore, it's about a team thinking the same way
exactly, so
and
now I make a
doing the
time for talk
same
say
thing.
if you look at people we not get any economic plan for the country, you just they say, oh, because they talk fine. I mean, they talk English, they talk fine. That them no. Me, I the give somebody.
Akode,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I would only respect a leader we go team up now the platform and tell the people of Sierra Leone
Mm.
how he able generate income within the country, which strategies he will use, and I look and say now economically viable and sustainable
No,
strategies.
they're not get for them.
Because they're not sabi. Don't give any excuse for them. They don't know it.
We get one we colonial teacher. Olpa, we will go from 4. Now he say, when they can prepare for O levels now. And they ask me, who could define for me who is clever? Now, man, and begin to talk. Who that they memorize? Who that get this memory? Who that get that? Who that get that? And the pass it. All of you have very interesting answers. They say, but a smart student, like a student, we know inside for find information. You see, a good leader, na person we know how to pick a team. He know the ability of the people them where he need for build a nation. He dey go look for them. He dey go all out. He dey look for them. But when we get this meeting as Sierra Leone say a leader now one man way, I don't know how to put himself like 4-wheel drive. They work on every terrain. You know, that is not a leader. Now a dictator they look for. But if you want a good leader, now a manager, like how you get football manager,
Exactly.
they build a team. They go all out for fame the best number 1, the best number 2, the best number 3, the best number 4, for let you win trophies there. And bring pride, self-esteem to a club and a country.
A leader when they come and say, if you not elect me, I go make sure say I get a team of people them around me. We will go transform the economic gains of this country so that we will begin export more than we import. That kind of talk will begin to give some of us hope.
Yeah.
Mr. Jallo, boy, you know why they're not get for talk? Now because Mother Bio in 2018, he talk all anything there, you know,
Madam, you not talk that.
No, I mean,
He
see,
not talk that. Now complain. Una let complain. Now the
no,
price
you
of
see,
bag of rice is this. I'll make it
no,
that. Now
Mr. Jalan,
complain.
I need about that talk.
Mhm.
I read the manifesto. I read the manifesto. Why I read the manifesto?
Did
Now we
Madam
count
you ever read that manifesto?
Before they read for you the difference between
Today.
Mr. Jalan,
The
get
person
question there.
writes the manifesto as Sabiam. And the person came to me, I made a contribution about education, whether in the life say free quality education. This hour I talk about funding education, the left.
before they read this here to you. The difference between a politician and a leader. A politician always aligns with popular public opinions, while a leader aligns with proven principles and values, even when they are not in line with public sentiments. 2, a politician is campaigning for an election mostly for their selfish ambition, while a leader is raising support to advance a worthy cause for their nation's development. 3, a politician is interested in power, position, and all entitlement attached for the sake of it, or most times for selfish reasons, while a leader is interested in getting support for development and emancipation of their people, even at the expense of positions, entitlement, and his or her life. 4, a politician is thinking about their prosperity, while a leader thinks about posterity. 5, a politician divides mankind into 2 classes, tools and enemies. But a leader sees everyone as potential partners they can work with. A politician gives his people leftovers. A politician gives leftover of his or her fish to eat, while a leader invests in empowering their people to fish and be free or be independent of them. My brother, you can go on and on and on. Number 7, politicians overpromise in order to win an election, but under deliver, while leaders under promise but over deliver. You go on and on. Then things there would they see them. I don't know if na understand what people don't understand. But the reality is none of them are smart because they know they bring nothing tangible. Maybe you not bring nothing better. Maybe you to start with from day one, I know he was a fool. Because if you get a country, people don't get water for drink. You talk for saying a bridge you can't make. You know where? Because water more important than the bridge. And besides, the side where you want for go make the bridge, almost money the airports they bring to we where you go spend that kind of money they pan that bridge day. Common sense.
Imran,
Yes, sir.
the people deserve all that.
Mr. Jallo, I agree with you, but let me just say why the people and they behave like this. The people and the problem we're getting at Salon in the Ivory Coast right now.
They
Like
make
we
us
Imran don't talk.
before bridge we no built it today. 2 of
Yes,
us.
Imran we don't talk about at some other point say the problem of somebody na Salon or Africa, I go say not to me own problem. I don't know if you remember that. Because it will only be my problem. I think he talk about a way and Eskuruma now where something happen. Now that time he talk because he don't. Yes. So now this problem would happen in Ivory Coast. Now we get all with what are they do. The Northerners na Ivory Coast. Then to them there is no problem. It's okay. The one they within the south of Ivory Coast, then a problem.
And
And
for the I don't cut you what do. The same thing where effect Gbagbo for. He said Gbagbo not a good leader and for pull the whole world can help him for pull Gbagbo he corrupt. Now the same things they do now.
Yes.
And even worse.
And in the people and sit down, the Western leaders, they sit down, they set out.
Not to them business.
My brother, now come up here this Western business. That is very colonial. Wait, man, I get your own country for run. Now we were with Sus.
Yes, sir.
Who say they get profit? You will go stop the profit?
No.
In fact, to start with, now those are the people they want. Because when they get any kind of leader, they make more money. If you notice, any leader where anti-West, were very nationalistic, where they fight for their developing society, then they got rid of them. The West don't want them. West man don't want them. They did the same to how you call them, this mania na Sankara. Then do them to Patrice Lumumba. They did it to Samura Machel. They did it to Shaku Toure. It go on and on.
And Imran. 60 years plus. How can we stop that? How can we stop that? Who told you these people have more rights to live on earth than us?
Oh.
The African has to wake up in his mind.
We have to. We have to.
We have to stop complaining and blaming. It's very mature. Very mature. We have to do something to unite us. But are we ready? Do we know who we are?
Well, this man, the Sergio for Kwame Nkrumah, exactly what he said, and it happened. So he said, when they get with independence, he said, but everywhere they come in a different form, neo-colonialism. He said the new colonialism, you go bypass the colonialism. He said, we not be prepared. Now we be unite. Then today we don't unite.
That question is for you, not me. We don't try to make me unity. Now they unite in a small salon. I make now the cause all politicians. They are all idiots.
You want to say your country, no, it will unite. Now Africa will unite.
You talk about.
He don't talk. He predicts. What did Kwame Nkrumah predict? And it happens so.
Because the African does not know who he is. You have been colonized by education and religion, Imran. I never wanted to go this far. Your spiritual nature is what makes you. What you understand about yourself is what makes you, not what other people say about you.
Mm-hmm.
What you understand about yourself, your inner power, your force to make change happen in your life. The African does not have the power to make change happen in their lives. They have the power to loot their states and buy goods from Europe and pretend to be of good living. When they die, all them structures they dissipate. We see it all over Africa. Mobutu Seko, Ofebwane, Chaka Stephen, Kabasa Lodge. Where are those things today? We don't know who we are. Don't face this fact.
That's fact. That's fact.
We can cry and complain until thy kingdom come. If we don't sit down and ask ourselves, who are we? What can we do together to make life better for us?
Well, I need the problem, there, Mr. Jallo. On that together. Now, the problem, there.
Well, that be a problem.
How we
get problem past that road. The way civilization begin in Europe, where electricity not been there, the place been cold and they die in droves. They solve the problem. Otherwise, they be further extinct.
They get plagues. They get serious plagues. They get serious plagues in Europe now. People they die in drones.
Will they wait for Moses for can solve the problem, or Allah Nabi for can solve the problem? It will never happen.
Mr. Jallo, the case of Sierra Leone, we single out Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone,
they talk about.
We don't get this problem. Now the belief was politicians they don't put people in minds them say you na SLPP, you na APC. You the born SLPP, you born APC.
Well, me I not born nothing. I born
we they see the very people and then they eat and drink and they dance together.
I born Sierra Leone, and it's my right to support which party I want to support. If I don't want to support any of them, they can go to hell to see how beautiful Satan is. not so by force.
Me, I can't let for alone to continue on my behalf. I love
Today,
you very much,
now,
but I have to go now.
strict.
I just want for tell IBS services. Welcome, my brother. IBS services. He say hello.
You
Then
know that
we
yes, sir. Now county.
okay, all right.
I make us say like keep dreaming.
We get good. We get how you call them? Alusai Sankara Kamara, Fodi Kamara. Una all kushe kushe. Una thank you. Una continue for the camp, and now we will talk about how we go change with people in mind because we mindset a need for be renovated or changed. Famulem na mikam at the left una and the left una at the hands of my two brother them need to take a rest. Good night. Pafode, good night, sir.
Friend. Me old pass you not the tell like you. Now you know. Go no more. Bye bye. Go no more. Go no more.
My minute of
Okay, Pafodi.
Okay. You see, Mr. Jalo, why I talk about say na the belief where they don't come plant from people them say I born APC, I born SLPP. Now the reason that the way be say them pin box today na go Okenima Okelahu, then go vote again for the SLPP because they don't have an alternative. Say
It's fine.
they don't get an alternative. Say we get other party who will try. They will not even try it.
Pafodi.
Yes, sir.
Pafodi, life is a choice. And you have to always be ready to bear the consequences.
Mr. Jello, people and then a problem will be see. The question is, I don't go over this problem.
Well, now I make some of food on social media they talk.
Because
Otherwise, I have no business on social media. I go sit down
you
and
they
write
see
books.
somebody like mother you, it kind of power, not been get nothing. Now, I get all them five more to car them, I get them, I get money, I need travel to private jet. You know, they think say this is wrong, but ask questions. You still dance, you know, get what
You
you
would
eat.
ask questions if you know who you are. When you don't know who you are, you don't ask questions. You are there to be led like a robot.
Me to me, I see them people, yeah, pass. Then they in a serious problem. A problem where uh, how to crawl out of that hole, it becomes a lifetime struggle because
It's not a lifetime struggle. It's going to change. I want to believe that.
that because me we see how they talk so all on social media and everything, and it's that because this thing has to change. It cannot continue like this.
It may not be in my lifetime, but it has to change. Europe has been through all this rubbish before.
No,
Yes.
Mr. Jallo, Europe now is what try Europe then pass. Even then they want to talk about Albania, want to talk about even Kosovo. Kosovo, the minority Serb, then get their own area of administration.
Yeah, because they
Inside
don't go
Kosovo,
through bad experiences. Then
yes.
say experience teacheth fools.
Yeah. No, I
If
just
we they
because
talk, the people of Sierra Leone feel say na boku talk with it. Sorry, na belful with belful. That not they stop with for talk. But when they get the experience, they will reflect back and say, then we don't they tell we this. That is when the change begins.
Mr. Jallo, how do you solve a system where you be say when they say for vote for election now on ethnicity?
It will change. You will find a solution. We will find a solution.
Because even 2007, 12 election, we didn't talk about say, oh, and Nkuruma make inroads in the south. Now, Kelahun, now they get the largest votes. Kelahun, this now 16% to get it, meaning 84% still vote for for mother.
That's not really not the issue. The issue is let us have genuine election results. Because what you do, whatever happens, the two major language groups, the way they mix up Sierra Leone, either then they at par or one day we pass in company. So that means if we get a genuine elections, they will always have to go to a runoff. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Or maybe by stroke of the message where the one side give, then go able get a little bit more support in the area where the other party they support, then they get the majority. That can happen. But when people are not honest, if even it happen, it's difficult to accept.
Now that will continue this show. You talk about this, the people the way they decide election, they are very few. And you correct say when you talk about genuine election, because even this past election, Mara Buford don't be the first leader where they lost after a first term. Because the independent people who been given the opportunity for a rule, they know say he cannot change the narrative.
And a lot of them went against him.
Yeah, but they have to go went against him in terms of election. But if the election now become a transparent process, how can it be manifested?
Well, find a
Because
solution. Find a solution. There is a solution to every problem on earth.
well, we on solution now.
Man is made to solve problems.
We on solution now. Now, how they dismantle the political system?
That
Which
system can be dismantled if the APC is united and genuine. But with the kind thing they happen at APC, if you want to know, I go then until die. I want to know that.
Zalo, the APC system problem, like as I always tell you, I find I'm unfortunate for discourse about them. It is not because of me. To me, if APC get a cause, this cannot be a problem. But now because all of these people are just their own personal issues, personalities.
The APC allowed itself to be hijacked by selfish hustlers posing to
When I
be
say
businessmen.
that, not to say always done the from Chicheka Steven time.
Well,
That's what the political system then as alone.
let the beat go on, bro.
Then say political party like we have the Greens now Europe. The Greens they don't influence a lot of political parties, just like today the extremist right then in Europe. They don't influence a lot of policies now. Yeah.
They were angry, they begin kill some of the intellectuals here, then go
Yeah.
do the right thing. And we're not far from that.
The intellectuals or the villagers.
The intellectuals. The villagers are already suffering. The intellectuals are complacent because at least some who they work month done, they get salary. They go manage it 2-3 days. But when you go 6 months, 1 year, and not get work salary, then they go begin think twice.
well, I don't think so they far from that too,
We're
because you
not
see now what they
far
happen.
from that. Now I make a tell you say the solution they not all things some of who they talk. And not a person they cause them. Now the government of incest said don't cause them.
Look what they happen with the NRA now.
Now
The NRA.
lock with and they go and lock their offices. Now because
Yes,
money not they again for pay salaries.
money not the now they try for talk. Money not the so now then if free say the IMF that money not they come from the IMF who them promise them. So
that
therefore
money where IMF give. What is it about? Is it not mainly for debt servicing?
not for debt servicing no more.
Mm-hmm.
The money will be part of debt servicing.
Mm-hmm.
But the money when they give Sierra Leone,
Mm-hmm.
then they give money in the sense say, okay, they say budgetary support, for instance. Then they give say, oh, will they give 5 million for them make that we then can make say then support people on where they vulnerable people where they can talk say, oh, you host not forget flush. I don't know if you remember if you don't read that in the one.
But are these monies going to the people?
No, well then they give then they give them the money for that. That mean no. Then talk say, then they give money to people them because the other time they say they're gonna market, then they go and call people away, then say, forget flush. Forget flush na host. Na them we put as a condition. Then get other condition they may put, but forget flush na host as one condition. So then they get it. So the money where they come, I like as I dey tell you always, IMF money they come for can develop a country.
But
Yeah.
but when you sabi IMF, they don't ever give money when they solve a problem.
No, I know that. I know that. I mean, I make a glad you say let
Don't
them not
we
come
have
again.
a way to think and solve our own problems? If these
Hello.
guys don't know how to solve problems, can't they reach out to people who can give them certain recommendations and solutions?
Mr. Chalo, if you didn't like country where we say the president knows have been nothing, not inside the economics when any determine the economic policies. How you see that?
If I
How na
know.
go comot?
If
Even the finance
I
minister.
there is always a maximum point where the balance they change. No worry.
Look, the president they talk about austerity in form of a political thing. We in England, austerity don't from 2012 where conservative then put austerity. This government don't come, they not can expand austerity. But we in a salon, the finance minister know this. He knows say austerity for be the problem solution to salon problem right now.
What
But
is
no,
austerity?
austerity now simply mentions the way you try for save money through government expenditure for the impact for the limit the impact of I mean the expenditure of something and in toxin or wastages or expenditure the way
Babode, you know
not
what you
to
make ask you that question?
no sir.
I know the answer. I
Okay.
have lived in Norway 24 years. When you talk about controlled state expenditure, if you want to call it austerity, you want to call it dexterity, Norway comes first. If they don't put, say, this 1 million now for this purpose, they use it for that. No plus, no minus. And they
No
have a
austerity.
rule in this country.
Yeah. Yeah.
You cannot just go to one supplier or two suppliers, you get an invoice, you buy the goods. You for try as many suppliers, and then they always say the least now you for take.
Yeah, because then now you talk about two concepts now, yeah.
No, it's
Then
all
you
part of the austerity because what you make
yes,
we need austerity in Sierra Leone.
yeah.
If that man sit down in country not they eat meals per day, that man sit down in school not get mattress for the dom, they go with 150,000 car. Do you call that austerity?
No.
Oh, well, austerity
No.
means manage according to your size, cut your coat according to
Exactly.
your size.
But the one they try for talk about now procurement they talk about.
Now, the
So
procurement all day pan cutting coat according to your
yeah,
size.
yes. I know that's
You
a
will never do anything in this country because you want for do them. It will be the least paid or the least cost. Now we
and
get close to $2 trillion. But now then crab it then kind of day. Because
y-
they know
y-
say what thing then they do today will affect tomorrow, next tomorrow, and generations to come.
austerity comes in mostly now where the budget it strain them extreme
Now
strains.
because when they
Oh,
budget for one thing, but the cost they go above what you wanna budget for.
yes, yes. So for instance, now the UK now this year only this year they don't say then they say 4 billion on social spending. I mean for people that win disabled people that category or then they pull 4 billion then get what and see then they get for scrap. Me say we talk here so austerity don't teach me like you can 2 years ago. So Jalo, but we work with the get even can't get need for car to the city. You will just cancel no more. I buy telephone five
Not
hundred
to
pounds.
Norway. Not to
Uh,
Norway. I
wait
beg
wait a minute.
pardon.
Wait a minute. Then they say, who would they go? We lunch, who would they take? I dey just they see, I dey eat lunch every day, £7. I put them down. I change my car. How much I spend? Mr. Jallo, where austerity come? We they say they don't want to get that much. What
now,
did they
now
say?
then they ask for receipt.
All thing I fork out receipts.
Yes, that's the
Then
same
don't
in
write.
Norway.
We be they get every year, we be get for £2,000 for that thing. That
Mister,
Nazi.
it's the same process in Norway. Now I make I tell you say All the 20 almost years where I don't live now, this country has always been under austerity. If you go
No,
do a job as an official, you drive a motor car, the mileage we cover, and the fuel and the give at the least cost. If you take
yes,
public transport, the mileage we cover, now the money then they return to you at the general cost, because here public transports are regulated. You understand?
yes.
You don't spend a single cent above what you for spend. I don't care whether you see yesterday the prime minister being there with Donald Trump, not so,
Yeah.
and the former NATO Secretary General, we now the finance minister. If they know so,
Yes.
I swear to God, every penny you then spend and they count the receipt. I want to let you
No,
know it.
yes, I know say I was for accountability, not a joke. So I just make with my account now
Mm.
because we get a president we not have been nothing.
Evidence say the man get right to impress if was spender elect. So
No,
where are you going to talk about austerity?
no, in now he use them as a political term. Why use a political term? In say because Agnes Kurma left the economy by austerity, that means you don't damage the economy.
Na
That's why you take
lie,
up.
na lie, na lie.
No, now because that's why you take up
Yeah,
by you
because they
illiterate.
know they explain to people that what it mean. Even him does not know what that
Mr.
means.
Mr. Jallo, they don't explain several times. You don't listen to nobody.
Austerity means cutting your coat according to your
Then
size.
then don't explain this here. The only people who know they talk about them, we the free for talk about them. Now the SLB people, including the finance minister, they're all the free for talk. They know the game man good day because the president in position this way
You
hold.
cannot have an economy that is running on 600 million. You go create wage bills and other things so they shoot the economy to 1 billion. That's not
Thi-
working.
This is what they should be talking about. But they're all,
Well,
including the
I make
finance
some of
minister,
we they talk, and if they're not ready for a read that, I'm sorry. Nobody
even the
can stop me.
when they talk say APC no they talk. This now one of the issues there where APC don't take to these people on several occasions. These people are not just listening. They
Me, I
don't.
know you read them.
Hey, Mr. Jallo, then don't talk this year over and over and over. Ablukago, let me tell you about Ablukago. Ablukago should not be a parliamentary. He should not for be I didn't call him deputy. I didn't call himself APC parliamentary leader or minority leader. Minority leader. He not for be minority leader
What if
because
I be?
now one of the strongest debaters then for the APC. This talk so austerity, loan so projects and project promises on how they call that when they get out of parliament budget to Mr. Jallo. If that man they cage for break that things to the SLPP, they will not listen. So some
Because
people
the SLPP no say the APC is not united.
it is not Mr. Jallo. Okay, leave that one. United or not. But if we come to a debate, for instance, kind of radio station for debate for an issue where they disturb the country or for particular like this austerity, so
You know one way APC go begin solve Salon problem?
uh,
They should stop going to those radio and television stations to talk. Let them
what?
produce regular newsletters to their membership.
But they don't even start another project where then they say weekly press briefing.
Okay, that's fine.
That one, all they solve problem because they don't talk.
When radio and television call and say we are sorry, we are busy.
No,
Because
let me
these are
see.
the institutions that they are using to dilute the situation. When these
Yes,
guys go to the radio and television stations, their whole public hearing, it become an issue for deviation from the real issues. Hey, Abdul Kabo don't go talk so. This don't go talk so. Then the people are dying slowly. Stop going to these places.
okay. Let now
Not
they
so by
don't.
force say for go na public radio for go talk.
Yes, now they don't
Politics na
propose.
something where you get for be strategic. Create as much advantage for yourself. Don't be carried away by your nose by the opponent. This is exactly what the APC is doing.
Now they don't come to the point now. They don't say that they make a weekly, a monthly press briefing. Mr.
That's
Jallo,
fine. That's a good step. That's a good
Is-
step.
inside our press briefing, they don't talk extensively about energy. Is the government listening? No. They don't talk extensively about education. These people, when people don't know the situation, have they listened? No. They
Then
don't
the
talk
other thing then get for do, then
yeah.
press briefing then for make sure say them translate them into the local languages.
For now, I think I don't know if na create any talk or English. I
Then
don't
for
know. I think English.
translate them into the main local languages, send them now what's up, let the people then listen. In my how they say for the
Yeah.
politics is not different from trade unionism. I'm a professional trade unionist. When I want to make the employer uncomfortable, I know what thing for do. I know they cost you, I know they do, but to God, you know they feel comfortable. Politics is not about war and chaos. It's about strategy and the message. The APC not get a team. Then get hustlers where they pretend as if they know it all. When it comes to giving messages, they are zero. Because they know they look at the psychological and cultural side of the message. Where you talk, that man a bookie they talk. Where me they talk book, I didn't know it. Comfortable.
The thing why they talk, the thing why they talk about Naya, Mr. Jallo, we get a system where you hold power. You don't need to listen to nobody until they go to the polls. When you lost election now, that ain't no say I should have listened.
Yes.
The APC did the same thing.
The APC should be using that to their advantage, that the government is not listening to them. Take the message to the people in the most local way, not incite nobody. Tell them the truth about what is happening. We don't talk for electricity, we not see answer. We don't talk for water, we not see answer. I swear to God, Mother Bio, they become G3.
Well, me, I hope see them because me. So if we know they say we set motto, we talk on the sidelines.
Yeah, I'm not there for set motto. I not for APC they talk. They can go to hell.
No. The problem why them be saying them for talk because now they get a platform.
The biggest opposition party.
Yes,
If
and
they
they get a
don't talk,
platform.
then the people don't have hope.
They get a platform. We be say they might win elections. They have more chances of winning an election than any other person with the oppose or any other political party. So therefore,
There are disgruntled youths in the southeast. The
yes,
APC has to be strategic about getting these people to support them. Not to me,
no,
they can't tell them.
let me tell you one thing. These Southeast people, no matter how disgruntled they are, when they go to the polls, they will vote SLPP. Let me tell you.
Before now,
Let me tell you the one the way they decide election as alone. Mr. Jallo, the one way they decide election as alone, they are very few, and they are in they are in, for instance,
let me ask you one question.
Yes,
where they go vote? Person they go watch you, what you like vote for?
No.
I make them they give you a secluded place you mark. Who I get for mark you fold the paper, I can't put a notice so?
Yes, sir.
And if 500 people can vote now this polling station, individually they all know that they vote for. When they announce the results are different person, they have a right to take action. Say not to this will vote for. But do our the knowledge to do that? No.
Let me tell you now how election then happen as alone. Mr. Jallo, that 500 we talk about at that polling station, then they announced that the election results correctly. Why? Then any paper we then pull inside a ballot box, then they open them, almost here SLPP or APC. Then go put them, they say APC gets 55 naya, SLPP get 33. But we then go compute that number, they not win any put. Now it happened this 2023. Now it happened this 2023.
If they put them, the people then get the right for access. Why the number change?
So now making they ask, say, let them publish the result the year. We did not agree
But
publish.
Now the APC not ready for make results publish. Don't face the fact.
We don't come out that I don't we don't that problem we don't go put it again.
Yes. 1998, they dragged me in a salon after they don't give me good dirty bit. You know what you do? If someone put me in a salon, APC not they behave so. I'm not going to tell you what they do, but some them big man and they for don't shape up. I swear to God. Because when you want correct the system, the one way you know say for bring the change will not they behave, now you for force put under control.
I mean, I just say
The APC get for take responsibility about what is wrong in Sierra Leone. Then get for change their strategy because they are the only party after the SLPP. Nobody is telling them to go to war or fight a war. Be strategic, create situation where they get more support, united support, and get the people behind you.
Mr. Jallo, let me tell you this prediction again. No matter what happens in the APC right now, so if they make genuine election as alone right now today, they register people them, then count the votes them. Mother SL will not win an election. I tell you today.
I'm not saying Mother you not capable.
No. Why I tell you this? Why I tell you this? Why I tell you this? Me know the trend. Say the one who decide election result as alone. The minority ethnic group them the people who in Africa, they have made up their mind. Even 2023, they made up their mind. Mr. Jallo, if you listen to the polling station result 2023 in Africa, let me tell you, before if they call APC, then go call say they get 150. Then they call APC, SLPP say they get 70 something votes, right? Mr. Jallo, this election is always passed now in Africa. If they call Samura get 223 votes, if they go call Marabi, get 30 votes or below.
I know, I listen.
So I tell you, see, the one who determine result the 2018 election, SLPP won 40% of the vote in Freetown for the first time. This is an election where APC organized. For the first time, they won 40% of the vote in the election in Freetown. Yes, sir.
Where your mama been born, the other man make out you together. Now that
I don't understand
where mama been born, I'm now not true been come.
No.
Everybody can at the world and everybody gets a right in this world, not to so?
Yes, sir.
If you see them, you come man take advantage by you na isabi. Low end than this, sir.
Okay, sir.
Now I made them not want some of winners say, not so because of violence. I'm not a violent person. But there are certain things you should do for put the opponent under control. The APC, they take too much nonsense in Sierra Leone. Too much. As if they are lame ducks. Rather than then concentrate on waiting for unite the party. Now you have over 30 people they pass with them picture that one for the flag bearer.
And I rubbish that flag bearer business.
It's nonsense.
You can make flag bearer them today 100. If Nara election, public election acts, then they can go gain panda election.
Win 2028. Take it.
Now they say no. If that law we deep on that public election act, then it goes back. You get even the count. I don't know which kind of prophet then count as flag bearer. Matter will win election because
it's not about who the flag bearer is. About how you are united as a counter force.
No, not that you need.
What they say? If the APC is united as a counter force, and if they acquire the technology and all the other social and cultural tools to use, they may win elections. But
Mr. Jallo, I go fight a law we talk say a man can declare a summary of result. I go fight them. Yes, that's what they say. That's what the law say. Yes.
And say, I know the total load, but I know load will be. APC in a light load. So madam, you can do I like.
So you say they're not go declare result again the summary.
If madam you meet first way they tell and say if you do this now we all get you. I swear to God, you know they do.
Anyway.
Good night.
No left for sir. Not 12 o'clock. Okay, sir. Monday. Okay, sir. Bye.
Thank you for coming. Okay, Fambulem, we tell una thank you for listening to the banter. We go come back on Monday. And to my small brother, buddy, una left for dream, una try for think in a saloon. God did not make the heaven and earth by dreaming. He did by constructive thinking and planning. Constructive thinking and planning. And when God been ready for make the earth, he not say, oh, na me na God, la do a me one. Now I make them tell una say, God said, let us make man. Even to by the Quran, they say, call the angels them. They all come for make man. But now all ma make you. But una try they bo. Let God help una. We'll go talk next week, Monday.
What happens when truth becomes a tool, not a right? In Sierra Leone, confusion isn't just chaos, it's strategy. When leaders deny what you live, gaslight your reality, and rewrite the past, who really holds the power? Tonight on Truth Unmasked, we expose the tactics, we name the games, we decode the lies. Don't just believe what they tell you. Ask why they want you to believe it.